facebook.com/Belfast PEI. Live stream comments are not monitored in real time during the council meeting. Visitors, please remember to sign in. Thank you. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the land upon which our organization stands is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Abagway, Mi'kmaqi is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this land for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. Do any members of council have a conflict of interest with any items on today's agenda? As this is a special council meeting, members are restricted from adding any or other than advertised agenda items. May I have a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda as presented?
I'll
So
move.
moved by Jim,
I'll second.
second by Lynn, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Reserve Funds Bylaw, second reading, CAO Bob Brooks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Reserve Funds Bylaw at the July 30th, 2026 special council meeting, council heard and discussed Reserve Funds Bylaw number 2026001. Following discussion and amendment, council gave first reading. This bylaw now requires second reading and final adoption to go into effect.
May I have a mover and a seconder to give second reading and adopt the Reserve Funds Bylaw number 2026-001 as presented and amended? Moved by Lynn. I'll second. Second by Billy.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Nays? Motion carried. Okay, motion for RMB to be financing guarantor for the Power Hall expansion project.
Mr. Mayor, as discussed during the July 30th, 2026 special council meeting, to proceed with financing application for the Belfast Rural Fire Department for the financing of the Fire Hall expansion project, a motion is now required from RMB. This motion will stipulate to Finance PEI that RMB will be the guarantor for the financing of the project. The financing ask will be $906,500 as detailed in the attached financing detail. That is made up of $745,225 will be the new financing, while $161,265 will be the bridge financing acquired funds that will trickle in over 2.5 years. The RMB motion will be in the form of a resolution as presented below. Resolution 2026-002, resolution for RMB to be the guarantor for the Fire Hall expansion project. Whereas the rural municipality of Belfast is in support of the Belfast Rural Fire Department's Fire Hall expansion project, a project that has now been in the works for approximately 1.5 years. And whereas the rural municipality of Belfast has already provided a contribution toward project estimates, support through the Canada Community Building Fund, that's 100% of the notional RMB allocations, and support for the fire department's regional growth initiative funding allocation. And whereas while the Belfast Rural Fire Department and the rural municipality of Belfast continue to search out other funding from other sources, the project has reached the point that the guaranteed financing through Finance PEI is required for progress payments that have already started to flow for payment. And whereas while the Belfast Rural Fire Department is the actual client for the Finance PEI financing, the rural municipality of Belfast is required by Finance PEI to be the guarantor for the financing, as the rural municipality of Belfast is the primary source for regular fire department funding. And whereas the rural municipality of Belfast and the Belfast Fire Department has determined that there is a need to finance up to $906,500. That's made up of $745,225 of new funds and $161,275 for bridge financing for funds to be received as detailed in attachment A. Therefore, be it resolved that the rural municipality of Belfast hereby resolves to be the guarantor for the finance PEI financing of the Belfast Rural Fire Department Fire Hall Expansion Project as required, and also be it resolved that the rural municipality of Belfast hereby resolves to continue to work with the Belfast Rural Fire Department to help find as much additional funding as can be found for the Fire Hall Expansion Project.
May I have a mover and a seconder to adopt resolution number 202600
One.
one?
Two.
I was thinking that should
Says
say
two at the
two.
top.
You're absolutely correct.
To adopt resolution 2026002, a resolution for RMB to be the grantor for the Fire Hall Expansion Project by financing up to $906,500 detailed in attachment A with finance PEI. Moved by Lynn, seconder.
Yeah.
It was Billy.
Billy,
Yeah.
all in favor? Aye. Nays? Motion carried. Wednesday, August the 19th will be our next council meeting at 7 PM in the municipal office in Wood Islands, and if there is no further business, move the meeting to be adjourned.
I'm just wondering, is there is already arranged, do you already have a meeting time to meet with finance PEI?
Pardon?
Do you have a time to meet with finance PEI, ready to get everything signed?
No.
Is there anything required by the municipality to do, does the Garth have to sign something off or
No.
Bob?
So basically, we have discussions with Logan from Finance PEI. The attachment that you have in front of you is all discussed, and all the requirements from us is listed there. The only thing that we now have to give Finance PEI so that they can do the financing with the fire hall is to give them a copy of this resolution, to give them a copy of the finance sheet that's attachment A, to give them a copy of our financial statements or latest financial statements. I asked them if we then needed to meet with them, and they said no. As long as we have those three items, they can now proceed to arrange the financing, because it's the Belfast Rural Fire Department that's actually doing the funding.
Yeah.
This is all they need from us.
So it's going to be, you'll be able to get this, I guess, looks like somebody, just have to go in and talk to them, probably sign something.
As far as I know, Jim,
And-
yeah, I just know, all I know is that Logan was waiting for this.
Yeah.
And once he get this, then he was gonna go ahead.
Okay, so it looks like that you'll be able to pay all the invoices before August the
Oh.
14th then.
Yes.
Good.
Well, yes, yeah, we're good so far on what we're able to pay our contractors so far.
Good.
And hopefully we won't get in, I'm not sure, Matthew's out with a bad back right now, so I'm not sure.
So I talked to Matthew already. He's the contractor. As you know, once we provide, or once the financing is arranged with Finance PEI, then RGI will be able to release the $243,000. There is, other than the invoice that was received earlier on, that is now paid, I believe, and there is no other invoice. However, talking to Matthew, he expects that now that the RGI money can be released, he will probably send another progress invoice, probably sometime this week or next week. And then it's on the regular 30-day payment schedule at that point.
So we weren't required to dip into our reserve funds then.
Well, no, according to what we said last, meeting, we agreed that we were going to loan the Belfast, Fire Department the $32,000 so they could pay the one invoice that they had. And then once the financing is in place, they will give us that money back. And that's what makes the total, the Appendix A details that in and out.
Okay, great. Any word from, the federal government yet?
No, I spoke to, Jay. Anyway,
Jay, it is.
yeah,
Jay.
I spoke to Jay and there's no word yet on the, application. All that to say that, Kent is working hard to push the project.
Also, just a reminder, I did send council a notice that Kent McDonald is going to be at the at the Wood Islands Lighthouse on Saturday. And I thought it would be,
15th.
yeah, I think it's really important, that since we are asking for money, that we go and support that initiative as well, because there is a minister, going to be visiting the island on a tour. And they've asked for RMB to represent. I will be going, but I haven't heard back from any of you by email yet as to whether or not you can make it. So if you could just yay or nay, thank you, Catherine. Okay, that's all.
Good. We're done. Go home.
Jim moves to adjourn then?
Jim's moving?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, Jim.
meeting adjourned.
7:10.
Thank you,
Because,
Facebook.
yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. So because it's such a short meeting, actually, I'll do up the minutes tonight and I'll send it out to council tonight before I go home.
Okay. All right, good night, Facebook.
I appreciate it, so.